Now when we're running by ourselves, there's still a lot going on up here. We're not just plainly moving our feet to go forward. There's a lot more to it. And I have some tips to utilize this on your run. In today's video, we're going to be talking about how to run with your head. Now, when you've watched some of my other videos, you've heard me talk about running form, and when you've been running for a while, you kind of forget about it. You stop thinking about this. You start hunching over because you're tired on your run. And I have a simple trick that you can use to change this. So what you need to do is pick something that you know you're going to run into on your run. Don't pick something that you see a lot of, but something that you know that you run into. For example, a bus stop. You're going to run into a couple on your run, but then there's not going to be 20 in a row. So something like that, like a sign or a billboard or something. Once I get done with this, you'll understand what you need to pick. Let's say you pick a bus stop. Now, you have to imagine this bus stop, and you have to imagine yourself running in front of that bus stop in perfect running form. Straight up, your arms out, not flailing around, your foot placement, your breathing, whatever it is that you want to work on, that you need to be reminded of during your run, think about that. Now, when you're on your run, when you see that bus stop, think about this. Think about your form or whatever it is that you need to be reminded of, and adjust it. Check it, see if you're still running with good form. If not, adjust your form and keep going on your run till you get to that next bus stop. Check your form again. Check to make sure that you're still running with good form, that you're still breathing right, you're still running the cadence that you want to run in. Whatever it is you need to check it. Now, the first couple of runs, you're going to have to remind yourself. You're going to have to be on the lookout for that bus stop. You have to be on the lookout for that sign. But after a while, you'll condition your mind. You'll make links to that bus stop. And then every time you see a bus stop, you'll automatically think, hey, my running form. Am I still running in great form? Am I still breathing right? All you need to do is make that mental link, and it's going to take a little bit of practice. It's going to take a little bit of time, but after a while, your mind is going to have this link made, and it will help you remember to keep good form. You want to run faster, run a longer distance, then fool your head into thinking that it's closer. Now, what I mean by this is when you're running a half marathon, don't think of it as being this very long distance, that it's the longest distance that you've ever run and that you're already getting tired just thinking about the distance. Just think of where you're running now and look up ahead. See a freeway sign, run to that sign. See a big tree, big giant tree that's up in the distance. Run to that. Set that as your goal, that you're running to that, and that's the finish. You're running to that. When you get to that, pick the next thing. Pick a sign, a lamppost, whatever you see up in the distance, and run to that. Just cut your race into bite-sized pieces so that every time that you're running to something, you're almost there. You can see it. It's not that far. You can do that. And you keep running. That way, you might be fooling yourself because it's only part of your race. You're still going a longer distance than that, but you don't get discouraged by how long the distance really is, because you can see the finish line, you can see that tree, you can see that sign, and you're almost there. Now, the next tip I mentioned in my Motivation for Runner video as well, it is positive thinking. Now, a lot of times we link negative thoughts to our running, and that gives us the excuse not to go running. it's too hot out, it's too cold out, we don't feel like it, we're too busy with other things to do, I'll go running tomorrow. Now, all these negative thoughts have made links in our brains that link to the running, that gives that excuse. What we need to do is change that. You need to change these links, disconnect them, and give them positive links. So at first you have to work at this. You have to, when you get that negative thought, you have to think about what is the positive side of this. So when it's too cold out, you think about how much easier it's going to be to run than when it's really hot out. And when it's hot out, you think about how nice it is that you can run at night now. Whatever you can think of, give it a positive spin so that you connect that to the running. And once you have these links, it's a lot easier to go out running and to see it as a positive thing. Now, another good thing to do is to set a goal. And whether that is crossing a finish line, finishing a race, setting a personal best, whatever your goal is, think of that and imagine it very vividly. See yourself crossing that finish line. See yourself writing down in your log that you set a personal best. Whatever your goal is, imagine it and see yourself achieving it already. So that this will motivate you to actually keep getting out there, keep training for it, so that you can get to that goal. And that it will motivate you during your race, so that you will keep going and that you won't give up. Now, I've talked about positivity and how that can help you forward. And I have another example about that. As runners, we get a lot of new things, new running gear to make us better, to make us faster, to improve on our running. Now, a lot of these things might actually work. They might make you faster or better, and a lot might not. And I guess that's different per person as well. But if you think about this positively and you're thinking that it's going to make you faster, that it's going to make you better, stronger, it has a bigger chance of doing that than when you look at it negatively or skeptically. So if you think that something works, it just might work. Okay, so keep these things in mind. And if you're looking for more running tips for your training, check out the rest of the channel. Subscribe to the channel, it's free, so why not? And until next time, get out there and run.